difficult space for us to be in as her loved ones, as family and friends. And yeah, I mean, it is quite a sad moment really for us.
Yes, and especially for someone like yourself, who was her producer, and we all learned over the years of about with Karima Brown, a very, very powerful voice, a robust voice in the media, fearless in many ways, in more ways than one, and just being mentored by her, and just observing what she had been doing, what she had achieved during her time as a broadcaster. I'm sure there are many, many memories, and there's a lot that basically stand out as far as your memories of Karima go.
Yes, no, definitely. I mean, we've had amazing times. I mean, when I was relatively new, when I got into the industry and when I started working with her, it was more than 5 years ago. And she took me under her wing, and me and her really connected because we both have a very strong work ethic. And that's the one thing that I really learned from her. She respected her craft, and she really respected the listeners, the viewers, whatever platform we were on. It was about doing it for the people, and it wasn't just about her, you know, in politics and stuff. And also just what I learned from her is that as a person in this industry, you need to be very open-minded. And she was well-rounded as an individual. Not only was she fighting for social justice, an advocate for social change, for the rights of the marginalized, she was also fighting for the rights of the queer community. She was also a lover of food and so forth. So I really learned a lot. And there are many moments that stick out. I mean, the best moments really are the ones where a lot of people know her as this tough person, and I've experienced that firsthand, where she was very committed to a story. You know, she would even, I mean, we've had she's interviewed ministers, she's interviewed the president on so many occasions. We had the president here on 702 during just as the president in the running to just as he was about to be elected into president. And I remember that Karima asked him a question and asked him whether he believes if Kwezi was indeed raped by former President Jacob Zuma. And it was a very tough question to ask, but she stood strong, and she was really just not afraid to ask the tough questions. And to her, as I said, it was about getting to the truth, holding leaders to account, and really just not being afraid. I mean, she would say, Clive, let's call this person. They need to come on. They need to account, and so forth. So really, I'm going to miss the passion that she really had for that. And she didn't care whether people liked her or disliked her, because she wasn't doing it to please people. She was doing it because she was really passionate about fighting for the truth and for what's right.
Well, I recall that incident about Kwezi very, very well, because, you know, I used to do a show on an evening broadcast here on Salam Media, and driving home in the evenings. And I must say it was an absolute pleasure just switching on and listening to Karima Brown. And as you pointed out, you know, she was tough, but she's left a legacy. She did not back off from what she believed in, but just as a human being. And you said that she was passionate about things like social justice, for instance. Just as a human being, how did you find her, Clive?
As a human being, she was amazing. I mean, we had very close conversations, intimate conversations about many different things. She was funny, she was tenacious, but also she had a very a nice sense of humor. You know, when we're not working and we're not talking about work, we'd be clowning around and talking about all sorts of things. And she was really that person that you could connect with on so many different levels. And I remember many occasions. I mean, there was a funny incident where we were traveling to Cape Town, and our flight was delayed for whatever reason. And we were going to the State of the Nation address, and you know, we were told that the flight will only take off in 3 hours. And Karima, being Karima, she was always very embarrassed to be the center of attention. So although we were in a very stressful situation, she didn't want to, you know, be the one to say, do you know who I am? We need to get there, make a plan. But because of just the person that she had become, one of the people from the flight came to us and said, I recognize you. Are you not Karima Brown? And they called us aside and they said, Karima, we know the important work that you're doing for us as a country, and and really we need to make a plan to get you guys there because we know that you need to be there and report and keep us updated. And we literally were whisked off to a different flight. And, within a matter of hours, we were in Cape Town, and we were just laughing with Karima, saying, I was teasing and saying, it's very nice rolling with the likes of you. I mean, look at us now, being whisked off to a different flight, and just but she was just embarrassed and saying, "Oh, Clive, stop it." But really, it was testament for me of her legacy and her work, and her work spoke for itself. And people appreciated that. Wherever we went together, we were in lifts together where people would be staring at each other and saying, and tapping her and saying, "Oh my goodness, are you Karima Brown?" And they would come to her and really just say, "Thank you so much for the work that you do, for holding these people to account." And it was very humbling for me to see that and to experience that. And it really just made me also realize that, this job is not just a job. You have to be in it to make an impact in people's lives. And I think even as she has left us, she has left a lasting legacy. She loved us as young people as well, and she invested so much in developing us and making sure that we grow to be incredible leaders.
Well, Clive, I must say thank you to you as well. And as I said, we are saddened. We have been saddened by the news. And just in terms of our Islamic beliefs, anybody that passes away during the time of pandemic, and obviously she had COVID-19, and they enjoy the status of a martyr. And she was a martyr in every way, in terms of her legacy, in terms of her passion, her fight for social justice, and the impact that she's made on the lives of many, many people. And we all in the media world, obviously, are very, very much poorer without Karima Brown. But we obviously, as far as the family is concerned, and we will be speaking to her brother as well. We pray for strength and and patience at a time like this, and for each and everyone at 702 as well who have been involved. If you could pass our best to them as well, our condolences go to everyone who has known Karima Brown at 702. But for now, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Clive Moagi joining us this morning, producer for Karima Brown. We're going to go for a very quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the brother of Karima Brown. Yes, we obviously are going to continue with the show this morning. And